This here is engine number 5. Yeah, I got a night at a motel, get rested up, get a good rest in the bed. Yeah, the state fair is here every year in Palmer. This is kind of the agricultural area of Alaska. Some of the biggest, well, most of the biggest record-holding vegetables are grown here. And they show them off at the fair. They're about a mile south of these fairgrounds. Yeah, the soil is really a rich alluvial soil. Debris from the glacier crushing. There's Lazy Mountain. But the old rusty line ain't been used in years. They used to run a passenger train that went to the fair during that month of August. I'm gonna look, see how far up that line went. That's going east, like towards Glen Allen. And just heading back towards Anchorage. There's a couple of little industries 2-3 miles south of here that still get a few cars every now and then. There's the old Palmer Depot. Yeah, I can't wait to get my glasses next week. They should be here. He said 4 or 5 working days, so I had to put it Wednesday or Thursday. Wasilla, where I go to get them, I just pick them up there at the place I had the eye exam. He'll call when they arrive. And here in Palmer, that's like 9 miles from where I'm at, so it's no hassle to get over there. Usually don't take you but 15-20 minutes to get a ride. Yeah, lots of berries grown here, but mostly like your gourd species like squash and pumpkins, and they grow some melons here too in the valley. Yeah, I went ahead and just got a room, so oh Lord, it's gonna feel good. I did finally take a nap. I ate something, got something solid on my stomach after I got back between that last video and this one. About 5 o'clock. Slept for about an hour. It's a good semi-firm mattress, so that's perfect. I don't like it too soft where I disappear when I lay down. But you got a lot of bars. Where I'm staying at the hotel, it's 24-hour restaurant. And there's like a walk-in beer cooler if you drink. Of course, I don't drink anymore, but it's open 21 hours a day. That would have been perfect for me a few years ago. And the jail is just right over there. Palmer pretrial facility. That's where I went for 9 days last time I was in Alaska. I posted that video of a freight train coming through Wasilla, and ironically the railroad bull in Anchorage was watching my videos, and knew I was in Wasilla, but that was like 2 days. I posted it afterwards, but I'm glad I got that taken care of. He had issued a warrant for trespass probably in 2014, and he issued the warrant. I didn't know about it because there was no way they could contact me, but he did that because of my videos. So when I got to court, they took me to Anchorage for court, and the judge just threw it out. He goes, "Man, this is so old." I guess the statute limitations had run out on a misdemeanor that small. Yeah, they were telling me, yeah, if the judge releases you in Anchorage, they'll make sure they give you a ride back. Because the police kept my gear, my backpack and everything at the police station in Wasilla, so I had to hitch a ride all the way back. Pioneer Peak, part of the Wasatch. And about 45 miles down is Anchorage. Yeah, the glacier itself, the Matanuska Glacier, is about 60 miles that way, and you can access it. I'm thinking of either going there after a night rest or going down to Seward. Seward's my favorite town in Alaska. All the fjords and all the mountains. Mount Marathon, where every 4th of July they run a race to see who can run from the bottom to the top and back down the fastest. I think the fastest male did it in like 43 minutes. And it's like, I want to say 4,200 foot elevation to the top. And the weather in Seward is just like Seattle, maybe a little wetter. It's just them low pressure systems off Prince William Sound just constantly bombarding the coast. Yeah, the earthquake they had a year ago here, that was a lot worse than what we heard down in the lower 48. There's a couple of businesses that are still closed since then. They had to come out and re-inspect everything before they could reopen. I forgot how big it was, like a 8.1 or 8.2. But it was centered just outside Big Lake, I think. The Eagle River, I think, got hit the worst because that shaking ground with that sandy soil, everything, it was kind of like liquefaction. Everything just loosened up during the shaking. Like when you on the beach and you take your foot and tap it, how the sand gets hard, but at the same time under your feet it gets like real liquidy. That's liquefaction. A lot of places in Anchorage during the Good Friday earthquake in 1964, that 9.2, I think it's the second largest ever recorded. I think the one in Chile was the biggest, 9.4. But yeah, it happened on Good Friday, and the tsunami was huge, but it wasn't that populated, which is why it didn't really kill a lot of people. But the town of Seward, there's still an old boxcar and a tank car on the side of the mountain where it had washed up in the tsunami. And that was a major port for oil and gas too. And most of that caught fire in Seward. And Seward is burning, was the headlines in the paper. I remember seeing in the history books. There's Palmer Police. guy letting me by. I never seen their police wagons, cruisers that color. Dark blue tinted windows. Yep, it's supposed to rain tonight, so I hit perfect time to get a room. Oh, I'm just so excited about getting them glasses. I can't read, it's too small. I didn't bring my glasses either. But I have a feeling it was timber related, is why they had railroad up here. I know it sure helped Palmer grow. And the Alaska Railroad itself was built in 1912, I think, or 1914. And it was, I think, completed in 1915 to Fairbanks. But Alaska Railroad only runs from Anchorage to Fairbanks, and then about 10 miles out of town to the military base. And then it goes from Anchorage to Seward to the south of Anchorage, and there's also a split at Portage where it goes through the tunnel into Whittier. That's a really active port for Alaska, is down in Whittier. I've actually got a few videos here on my YouTube. You can tell because I was holding the camera the wrong way. Them unloading the barge as they put train cars on and ship to Seattle and Prince Rupert, BC. That was just a rail tunnel until just a few years ago. You had to put if you needed to get to Whittier with your car, you had to put it on a flatbed on a freight train and ship it through the tunnel. But now they paved a road on top of the tracks, so it's now tracks and road through there. If I get down there, I'll make a nice video of that. I guess everybody lets everybody walk. I think the pedestrian walks have to stop anyway. Yeah, and the weather in Whittier, oh my God, it's windy. Wind being channeled up the fjord. It's, I think, like a mile long, 1.2 miles long, that Whittier tunnel. Yeah, you can drive through it now, and the train still goes through it. I think I got 3 videos of Whittier, but they're kind of crummy in quality. And right now it is 10:20, somewhere around there. Yeah, with the tourists not being up here this year, God, it's so quiet. And all the businesses here that depend on tourists are really hurting, so their prices at the motel are, like this one here is where I'm staying, $79 a night. Normally it's like $300. And they got a 24-hour restaurant connected to it. So I'll get a good night's sleep tonight. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.